Hello, hello. Check, check.
Hello.
Am I audible? My audio video is
Yes,
clear. Someone please answer.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
సార్ ప్రదీప్ సార్
సార్
రికార్డ్ ఆన్ చేశారా మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో?
డిఫాల్ట్ గా రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది సార్.
అనేది కదా సార్. ఓకే ఓకే సార్.
యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్ కూడా జరుగుతుంది సార్. నో ప్రాబ్లం.
సరే సార్. దానిపై కదా సార్ జాయిన్ అయ్యారు.
రైట్. సార్
రికార్డ్ ఆన్ చేశారా మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో? అవునా?
Hello. Good morning, Pradeep sir, disturbance.
అప్డేట్ చేసింది మాకు డేటా టోటల్ అప్డేట్ చేసింది.
Am I audible, sir?
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Jana.
Sir, how are you, sir?
Yeah, fine, doing good. Happy Teachers Day.
Thank you, sir. Wish you the same. Happy Teachers Day, sir.
Thank you. Dastagiri. స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా? సార్ కేరీ గారు వచ్చారు కదా. అన్నా నమస్తే అన్నా.
నమస్తే
సార్. హ్యాపీ టీచర్స్ డే సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ, సేమ్ టు యూ. అండ్
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
అండ్ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ ఫర్
valuable time sir today.
Congratulations for getting the best teacher award.
Yeah, best principal award sir from the university sir.
Yeah.
Thank you sir.
Okay.
Welcome sir.
So, Felicitation.
Felicitation, good morning.
Good morning, Madhu.
ரொம்ப நாள் கழிச்சு என்ன நீ தாடியோட ரொம்ப என்ன சொல்றது, ரொம்ப சயின்டிஸ்ட் மாதிரி ரைட்டிங் போல.
வயசான மாதிரி இருக்கறனா?
நீ ஆல்வேஸ் யங் மேன். Yeah, thank you sir, thank you. Shall we start now?
Thank you very much for
Dastagiri?
Sir.
Is it all okay?
Yes, sir.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Under participants join ayyara.
Participants till now 24.
And what about the arrangement in the seminar hall?
Yes, sir. Already we arranged it, sir.
Yeah, the students are watching.
Yes, sir.
Sir, already nearly 200 members of the students are in the seminar hall watching in the screen, sir.
Sure.
Thank you. They are undergraduate students or postgraduate students?
Yeah, undergraduates, sir. Final students and as well as the formal students.
Okay. Just a minute.
The screen is also there.
Participants may allow just now.
దస్తు
Sir,
మీరు ఓకే స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం నన్ను
yes, sir. Just within 1 minute,
Yeah.
we'll start.
ஞானா
சார் எப்படி சார்
பண்ணல இன்னும்
சார் ஹரி சார் வரலையே சார்
கொஞ்சம் ஃபோன் பண்ணணும் அவர் ஏதோ வெளியே இருக்கார் போல இருக்கு
ஃபோன் பண்ணவா சார்
யா ஜஸ்ட் அவர்
சார் சார் மது சார்
Yeah.
சார் he will join in few minutes sir.
Yeah, no problem. Sir, shall we start now?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Ready? Start.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all dignitaries, guests and delegates. So whether it can. Good morning to all dignitaries, guests and delegates. With great joy and immense exaltation, it's immense pleasure for me to welcome all the delegates presented here for the celebration of Teachers' Day in the name of Abhyas 2024, a faculty development program. It's a platform to excel our research and academic skill and imparts the quality education. Now I invite and introduce the dignitaries and guests to delegates who present here. First, I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our beloved principal, Dr. C. Massoon Setti, sir.
Yeah,
Please
thank you,
welcome,
Dr. Dastagiri.
Yes, thank you.
Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and respected educators, good morning to all, and very warm welcome to this special webinar on academic and research monitoring for the quality education in the name of Abhyas 24, a faculty development program. Today is a day of a great significance as we gather not only to discuss the critical issues in the education, but to also celebrate the spirit and the dedication of educators on the occasion of the Teachers' Day 2024. Teachers' Day is a reminder of the vital role educators play in the shaping minds and futures. In line with this theme, our focus today is on to ensuring that academic and research quality is continuously monitored and improved, so that the impact on education is both deep and far-reaching. In this pursuit, we are privileged to be joined by a group of highly esteemed speakers today who have made remarkable contributions to the world of education and research. It is my great honor to invite and introduce our distinguished panel. This is Dr. M. William K. Garu, Registrar, Andhra Pradesh State Pharmacy Council, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. He is an acclaimed leader in academic administration and education quality assurance, whose work has left an indelible mark to the field of pharmacy education. The next, Dr. N. Harikrishnan is a pioneer figure in the educational research and innovations, bringing cutting-edge insights into the evolving dynamics of the academic practice. He is presently working as a principal at MGR Medical University at Chennai. Dr. J. Venkateshan is a professor, associate professor, BITS Ranchi. He is known for his outstanding contributions to the curriculum development and research academic standards, whose work has been defined with quality education. And Dr. K. Janaprakash is a visionary in the research methodologies and academic performance monitoring, so whose guidance has shaped many educational initiatives, presently working in the KM College of Pharmacy, Madurai. So welcome to all. We have my management, my students, and my staff, Shantaram College of Pharmacy, sir. We are truly fortunate to have these eminent personalities share their knowledge and expertise with us today. As we celebrate Teachers' Day, let us take this opportunity not to only honor our teachers, but also to reflect on how we can elevate the standards of the education and research for future generations. I thank you all for being here today, and I am certain that the insights shared during this webinar will greatly contribute to our collective vision of fostering quality education. Together, let us uphold the principles of academic excellence and continue to nurture the love of learning. Thank you all, and happy Teachers' Day to all. Thank you very much. So over to Dastu.
Now I request all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates join for e-lightening the lamp.
पढ़ना वढ़ना नहीं है बैठ जाओ बना दो टाइम टेबल
Dastu,
Sir,
any problem?
no, sir. Wait. Just wait.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Kindly. There is a technical problem. 1 minute, sir. Okay.
सीरियल नंबर उसके बाद बुक नेम नेम ऑफ बुक हाँ जी नेम ऑफ ऑथर
William Kelly, sir. William Kelly, sir. No. Even the
Tell me.
quantity then
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, sir, for enlightening the e-lampening. Now I invite Dr. R. Ugandhar, sir, Professor and Head Department of Pharmacy Practice. Request you to present a profile of Dr. William Carey, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Dastu. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning to esteemed dignitaries, guests, distinguished colleagues, and the participants. This is Dr. Ugandhar, Head of the Department of Pharmacy Practice, Shantaram College of Pharmacy. First of all, wish you all a very, very happy May 2024. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. This powerful quote of great personality, Nelson Mandela, emphasizes the reformative power well with the theme of webinar, academic excellence in quality education. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. The things you do the most are the things you will do the best. This quote of great personality, Marwa Kohli, highlights none other than today's chief guest and eminent personality whose lifelong dedication to excellence in education and research with a reflection of his remarkable achievement and sustained commitment to the pharmacy profession. It is a great privilege to introduce the Registrar of Andhra Pradesh Pharmacy Council, Dr. M. William Carey, a highly respected personality in the field of pharmacy education and research. Dr. Carey brings with him an illustrious career spanning over 3 decades, marked by exceptional academic achievement and significant contributions to pharmaceutical sciences era. Dr. Carey completed his B.Pharm and M.Pharm degrees with first-class honors, followed by a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. He is also a fellow of the Institution of Chemists, FIC, reflecting his deep commitment to advancing the field of chemistry and pharmacy. Throughout his career, Dr. Carey has held various esteemed positions in academia, including lecturer, senior lecturer, and head of the Department of Pharmacy at several prestigious institutions, such as the Government Polytechnic for Women in Hindupur and Kakinada, SGPR Government Polytechnic in Kurnool, SV Government Polytechnic in Tirupati, and Government Polytechnic in Visakhapatnam. His leadership and dedication have left an indelible mark in the institutions wherever he has served. Dr. Carey is also Dr. Carey throughout his career held various esteemed positions in academia, as I already mentioned, and Dr. Carey's contributions to pharmacy education have been widely recognized through numerous accolades, including the Best Teacher Award from the Government of Andhra Pradesh in 2004, the Best Polytechnic Teacher Award from Indian Society for Technical Education in 2005, and the APTA Teacher as well as Principal Award in the year of 2015. His commitment to excellence in teaching and mentoring has inspired countless students and professionals in the pharmacy field. In addition, his teaching excellence, Dr. Carey, a profile researcher, has published several research papers and review articles in index national as well as international journals. His research, particularly in the area of anti-inflammatory and analgesic activities of medicinal plants, has been widely cited and respected in the scientific community. Dr. Carey has also played a pivotal role in professional organizations, serving as president of the Andhra Pradesh State Branch of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, APTA, for 2 consecutive terms, starting from 2003 to 2014. He is a life member of several leading professional associations, including APTA, IPA, IPGA, IHPA, IPS, ISTB, and ISP, where he continues to contribute the advancement of pharmaceutical profession. Today, we are very much honored to have Dr. Carey with us to share his insights on academia and research monitoring in quality education. Dear all, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. M. William Carey.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your good words, though I am not worthy for that. But anyway, thank you. And first of all, I thank all the teachers who are attending this FDP. I wish you warm Teachers' Day greetings. And exactly 20 years back, I received the Best Teacher Award from state government. Really, it is a memorable event for me to share after 20 years with the faculty or our pharmacy faculty. Then, because of my ill health, I may not take much time, and I'll take only a few minutes to speak about this webinar. Really, it is a relevant topic for this time. The topic academic and research monitoring and quality education. So nowadays, I want to mention certain areas where we are facing certain problems as a teachers. In olden days, there is only the teacher role is only to teach and mentorship of the student. But now it is changed, and you have to maintain a lot of records for that. And because of the various organizations like NAC, NBA, and other organizations, so we have to maintain a certain documentation. So this documentation is making the teacher is very busy with this documentation instead of more concentration on teaching. So this is we are lacking. So the today the speakers, I request them. So kindly concentrate on this and how to cope up this teaching as a more important in this quality education aspect. And another thing is, if you see the present state of education, farmer education. So there is a, in olden days, there is a yearly system. Now it is come to the semester system. So in this semester system, the time limit is very less and you have to complete the syllabus, and that is more concentrated area. So teachers are not able to communicate with the students for their overall development of the students. They are only confined to the subject. So this is one area the student is not receiving the overall development from the teachers or the guideship of the teachers. And another thing is the student teacher performance nowadays, they are concentrating mainly on the result, student result orientation. So if the students are getting good result or the good percentage in their subject, then the either the management or the administration or the government or any body, they consider he is a good teacher. But they are not. This is one area you have to see that the teacher capabilities we have to identify. So how to identify these capabilities to measure the quality in education? This is about the academic area. And the second one, when we come to the research, in the research area, during our college days, so our research is only to get PhD and to get the promotion in our academic career. So that type of idea is there in olden days. Now the research area is totally changed. Now the research area is, we have to do the research which is relevant to the problems of the present society facing. So this is the area we have to concentrate. And another thing is, we have to encourage the multidisciplinary research. So we are not concentrating on this. Many times, the pharmacognosys, they do the research in plant research, and they mention that they are having this much activity of so and so plant. So the research work is closed that area. So I am not telling that you go to some other departments and you do the multidisciplinary research. Why can't we do within our college? We have different departments. Pharmaceutics is there, pharmacology is there, pharmacy practice is there, pharmaceutical chemistry is there, so pharmacognosy is there. So we can do, suppose if any plant having the good potential of this activity, some good activity, so that should be transferred to the chemistry department, and chemistry department can identify the or isolate the actual active ingredient from the plant, and then they'll send to the pharmacology, and the pharmacology people will do the further investigation. And in the formulation part, we can go for pharmaceutics. Why can't we use this as a multidisciplinary model? So if you choose one plant, so the all scientific areas we have to cover within our college. So that is the best idea. So you have to implement in the research so that we can get more number of useful papers, and you can get more number of credits to the institution. And also another aspect is we have to encourage the students' ideas. This one thing we are lacking. So generally the guide, the area of research, the student has to follow. So that type of system should be changed. And we have to invite the students, their ideas, and try to accommodate them in their research so that they can get some benefit to the society. And another area is take the help of the PharmD students. You send them to the society and you identify the people who are suffering with various diseases. What are the drug reason they are using and their activity? What are the side effects they are facing? How to overcome this by doing our research to invent the new drug. So this is one area we can come back to the college and we can do this research so that this will be a fruitful research, I believe. So the academic and research in the institution level is interlinked. And if you collectively do, all the teachers collectively do, so that will be a good prospect to the institution and also to the society. So during this Teachers' Day, let us all think about this, and we all unite to develop our profession, and in turn, the society will be benefited. So I wish you all the best for this today's webinar, and speakers especially. I congratulate them for sparing your valuable time to share with our fellow teachers. And thank you one and all. May God bless you all. Thank you. And finally, I thank the management and Masoon Sethi for giving me this opportunity to share a few things in front of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving your valuable suggestions regarding the importance of academics and to impart the quality of education and also to identify the quality of teaching methodologies and finding the research for problem solving. So thank you once again, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, Harry sir has joined, sir.
Right. Okay, sir. Sir, Dr. William Carey, sir. Sir, on behalf of institution, please accept our e-felicitation. Now I request Dr. Pradeep Kumar to proceed the e-felicitation for Dr. William Carey, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Masoon Sethi.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can I leave?
Now,
Can I leave?
Yeah, yes, sir. Please.
Thank you.
now I request Dr. L. Shivashankar Reddy, sir, Professor and Head of the Department Pharmaceutical Analysis, to present a brief profile of Dr. Narayan Swami, sir, Harikrishnan.
Good morning to one and all. Respected chief guest of honor, respected principals, sir, and the delegates who have joined. I welcome you all on this webinar. I am here to introduce today's guest of honor, Dr. Narayana Swami Harikrishnan. Professor Narayan Swamy Harikrishnan is presently holding the post of principal, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, deemed to University, Chennai. Sir has completed his graduation and PG from Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Kalyanas, Tamil Nadu. Sir has earned his PhD from the Dr. MGR Medical University, Tamil Nadu. Dr. Swamy Krishnan worked at different institutes, which include Nova College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Hyderabad, Omar Al Mukhtar University, Al Baida at Libya, Ratnam Institute of Pharmacy, Nellore, Wells Institute of Science, Technology and Advanced Studies, Chennai, Pallavan Pharmacy College, and so on. Other professional experiences include Sir has worked as a senior quality control manager at Saimira Innopharma Private Limited from 2012 to 2013. Sir is also a recipient of 2 awards. One is Best Teacher Award at Omar Al Mukhtar University, Libya in the year 2014, and also a recipient of Outstanding Teacher Award, Omar Al Mukhtar Award in the year 2016 by the President, Omar Al Mukhtar University, Libya. Sir also received many grants, of them which of them are important, include AICT grant for the synthesis, characterization, and pharmacological evaluation of pyrimidine and its derivatives for their anti-cancer activity, which include 15 lakhs, and another AICT grant that is for faculty development program in the year 2010. Then consecutively, one more AICT, that is faculty development program of 1 lakh worth. Then Sir is a ratified faculty member, professor by the selection committee of Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad from 2016 to 2017. Professor Dr. Narayan Swamy Harikrishnan has 111 publications in the reputed and peer-reviewed journals, both international and national level. And another area of importance is Sir has 3 patents granted in the various fields, which include mainly chemistry division. Then Sir has contributed book chapters, 2 book chapters, in the one including the blockchain-based drug recall management, and another recent advances in applied science and engineering. Then last, the Sir is also a PhD supervisor under JNTU Hyderabad. Is also a question paper setter for Karpagam Academy of Higher Education and Vinayaka Mission's Research Foundation Higher Education Institute. Then Sir is also committee member. Sir was committee member in charge for NAC NBA autonomous documentation works at Wells University, Tamil Nadu from 2008 to 2009. And Sir was also a member in IIC cell for inspection of documentation in the departments at Wells University, Tamil Nadu from 2007 to 2008. So with this, I welcome Dr. Narayan Swamy Harikrishnan, Sir, for this webinar, sir. Thank you.
So good morning, sir. First of all, good morning to all. And sir, the voice is here.
Yes, sir.
The voice.
Yeah, clear, Hari.
Now,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
it's immense pleasure for me to invite our today's guest of honor, Dr. Narayan Swamy Harikrishnan, sir, to speak a few words on this occasion.
First of all, good morning to all, and happy Teachers' Day to all of you, as an entire teacher fraternity. So, thank you for inviting as a guest of honor in this wonderful program. So, my sincere thanks to Dr. Madhusudana Shetty garu and the management and other faculties. The quality of pharmacy education varies, depends on the country, institution, curriculum, teaching methodologies, mainly in faculty qualifications and qualities, and resources available. So, however, some common factors can influence in front of us and overall quality of pharmacy education. The first one thing I want to bring to your knowledge, that is first, the strong curriculum and the course content is mandatory for quality of education. And because the quality of education and curriculum, it was very different. And nowadays the curriculum is entirely changed. A robust curriculum that balances theoretical knowledge with practical skill is essential. The courses should cover key areas such as pharmacology and medicinal chemistry and pharmacokinetics and pharmacotherapy and pharmacy law and clinical practice, including emergency topics like pharmacogenomics and biotechnology and personalized medicine. And nowadays, the digital health can enhance the relevance of education. So, as earlier speakers they mentioned about the quality of education, and nowadays it is implementing clinical training and practice exposure is mandatory for us. Hands-on training through many internships like clinical rotations and experimental learning is very crucial for quality of pharmacy education. Provide sufficient opportunities for student to provide and practice in real world setting like hospitals and community pharmacies and research labs is mandatory. Because nowadays the quality of education, as per my concern, as per my knowledge, is not challenging one. Because the qualified and experienced faculties, the expertise, teaching skills, and research background of the faculty significantly impact the quality of education. And mainly, the teachers nowadays is not interested to coming to the teaching field. That is, those who are completed in PhD and those who are completed in PG is not come to the teaching. So it is a high demand showing. And institutions with the faculty actively involved in research and professional practice is most common factor is required. That is, and mainly the research and innovation opportunities. So mainly this is access to research facilities and funding, and mainly this is mentorship encourages to the student engage in scientific inquiry, which is enhances critical and innovation in the field of pharmacy. So, and apart from the institutions, accreditations and standards is nowadays we are working as a man-making machine to bring into the accreditations and standards in front of our students. And as a teachers, we are doing a lot of work and a lot of hard work behind that. But I don't know the students how far they are showing the interest at us, and also we need to change the teaching methodology, because instead of chalk and talk, so we need to make visualizing or maybe interactive boards to the students, and more visuals maybe enhances the understanding of the students. So that is the reason the use of technology and modern teaching methods is mandatory, and incorporating the technology such as virtual simulations and the digital resources and online platforms can enhance learning outcomes, provide students with a broader range of skills and knowledge. And mainly there is interprofessional education and collaboration, collaborating with other healthcare disciplines practically in terms of instead of number of MOUs, instead of number of MOUs. So first we want to find out what are the how many MOUs in active MOUs with health sectors and as well as the industries is mandatory. So it is maybe it is enhances the quality of education, and the quality of students may be showing a lot of interest. And next one, the global exposure and exchanging the programs for opportunities for global exposure through the exchange programs through conferences and international collaboration can broaden students' perspectives and enhance their understanding of global healthcare. And next, the access to learning resources. If you have to improve libraries and online database, apart from the career guidance and mentorship and mental health support can significantly affect the quality of education. So after that, we have to find out what is the outcomes and assessment. The quality programs often a robust assessment evaluation system that measures the student outcomes such as graduation rates and licensure and maybe the qualification exams, so employments rates and satisfaction. In pharmacy education, the industry is a key factor. We need to make good collaboration with industry and community engagement. The strong tie-ups with industry, the community pharmacists and healthcare organization and regulatory bodies can provide students with insights to real world challenges, opportunities for career growth. Would you like to more information on specific area of pharmacy education? So we need to have a lot of discussion with the the expertise from industries and industrial education. We need to tie up with the many industries, and even I'm insisting on behalf of this Teachers' Day to the Pharmacy Council of India. We need more refine the syllabus for pharmacy education, relevancy with the industry as well as health sectors like hospitals. Still, it is helpful to our opportunities, and the students also they come and participate in the pharmacy graduation, and more number of students they're showing a lot of interest. So thank you very much for this occasion, for inviting me. Once again, my sincere thanks to Dr. Madhusudhan Shetty sir. He is my mentor and my guru. Always I am remembering to him. So thank you very much, sir. So wish you a happy Teachers' Day to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Harikrishnan sir, for giving
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
excellent information regarding the research lab facilities and how to get the funding to the institute, and for budding institute also for to grow up the institution. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Now I request our principal sir, with your kind permission, may I begin the webinar, sir?
Yeah, please, Dasu. Please, Karin.
No. Sir, please accept our e-felicitation on behalf of our institution, Dr. Narayan sir. Now I request Dr. Pradeep Kumar to proceed e-felicitation for Dr. Narayan Swami sir, Hare, sir.
Thank you once again, sir. Thank you very much in this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hari.
Thank you, sir. This is very hard time. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, boss.
Now I request our principal, sir, with kind permission, may I begin the webinar, sir?
Please, Nana, Karen.
Principal sir, kindly unmute himself and please speak on the attention, sir.
Please, Dastu, Karen. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh, yes, sir. Sir, with your kind permission, may I begin the webinar, sir?
Yeah, please, ma. Karen.
Now I request Dr. Munit, sir, Professor and Head of the Department, Pharmaceutical Chemistry, to present a profile of Dr. Felicitation Jayaprakash, sir.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all the participants. I request, firstly, it is my privilege to brief the profile of our today's resource person, Professor Felicitation Jayaprakash, who is a professor, Pharmaceutical Sciences and Technology in BITS. So, sir has a total experience of teaching experience of 24 years, and in which research experience he has 20 years. And sir started his professional background as a tutor in the year 1996 from JKK MMRF College of Pharmacy. And then in the same institute, he has been promoted as assistant professor and moved to BITS Ranchi as a lecturer in the year 2004. And during the year 2007 to 2016, so he has been acted as a assistant professor and then promoted as associate professor. And since August 2021, sir has been acting as a professor in the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Technology, Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, Ranchi, India. His expertise in organic synthesis and medicinal chemistry, molecular docking and drug design. His research area contributes antitubercular, mycobacterium biosynthesis inhibitors, CNS monoamine oxidase inhibitors, anti-cancer, HDAC inhibitors, RR inhibitors, CDK inhibitors, and CYP inhibitors, antivirals, protease inhibitors, and fusion inhibitors. To his credential, sir has received many awards and honors. And in the year 1997 to 1999, he has been received Junior Research Fellowship from UGC, Government of India, and as a travel grant from DBT for participating in International Multidisciplinary Symposium on Drug Research and Development that has been organized by Anadolu University, Turkey in the year 2015. And he has many national and international publications and reputed peer journals. And sir is a member of many professional bodies. And to sir has many contributions towards the sponsored projects, and he has acted as principal investigator and co-principal investigator for many funded projects from SED, DST, and DBT. And to name few, sir acted as co-principal investigator on and worked on the title Aptamer-based diagnostic kit for detection of coronavirus infection, and for which the amount of 15,74,672 has been received from DST, Government of India, during the year 2021. And also acted as principal investigator and worked on the title Design and Development of Inhibitors of DENV methyltransferase for the treatment of dengue viral infections, and for which sir has been received an amount of 17,38,235 during the period of 2017 to 20 from AACT under RPS policy. And also acted as a principal investigator and worked on phenyloxazolone synthetase inhibitors as antitubercular agents, and received an amount of 53,73,450 during the year 2016 to India. and he's also a research group member and co-supervisor for the scholar enrolled under the project design and synthesis of potent dual inhibitors of CDK4 and Chibulin as anti-cancer agents, and for which an amount of 30,88,800 has been sanctioned, and the work has been carried for a duration of 2 years during the year 2013 to 15. And also a research group member and co-supervisor of a scholar enrolled under the project structure-based discovery of antivirals for the treatment of chikungunya viral infections during the year 2011 to 13, and for which sir has received an amount of 34,62,000. And he's also a member of acted as many research group members and co-supervisors, and he has received many funded projects during the years 2011 to 14. And now, sir also published many books and book chapters, and to his credentials, sir has 5 patents, of which 1 is of a granted patent and 4 patents have been published. He is also a member and editorial board of many reputed journals, and to name few, editor for Journal of Pharmaceutical Chemistry and associate editor for Frontiers in Antibiotic Development, and editorial board for PharmBet. So thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank
Over
you, sir,
to you,
for
sir.
giving nice introduction about the Dr. Venkatesan, sir. Now I request Dr. Venkatesan, sir, to deliver the speech on today's topic. Transition of sustainable development in pharma R&D. Now I hand over the session to Dr. Venkatesan Jaiprakash, sir.
Sir, sorry, sir. Your mic is in mute mode, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Dr. Reddy, as well as thank you.
No, sir, we are not getting your voice, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Dr. S.
So I'm audible now, okay?
Oh, yes, sir.
Right, okay. So at the outset, I will start with thanking Dr. Madhusoodan Reddy Garu. So he is my senior in Madras Medical College during the stint when I was studying there between 1993 to 1996. So we were close to each other in hostel rooms. He stayed next to my room, and we have a very good bond, and we are actually continuing till date. And I thank Dr. Madhusoodan Reddy for giving me an opportunity to share this platform with eminent professors like Professor Hari Krishnan and Professor William carrying out. Okay. And thanks for Munir for giving a nice introduction. And, with this, I will start. And before starting, I would like to wish all the teachers a very happy Teachers' Day. And it's the day for us to cherish. So now just help me. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when it appears on the other side, what side, okay?
Yeah, please say.
So I'm getting a message, host disabled attendee screen sharing. So you need to activate screen sharing for attendees so that I could be able to share my screen with you all.
Sir, now you can share, sir.
Okay, I'm trying. Is it visible?
Not yet, sir.
Should be visible now.
No, sir. Sir, click on entire screen, sir. Click on entire screen. Share screen.
I'm doing it, but I'm unable to get the thing. I am sharing the presentation, okay, through WhatsApp. So if possible, try to open the document from your end so that I can go through it.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. We should have tried yesterday itself. Okay. I shared the document with Dr. Reddy, Dastagiri Reddy, through WhatsApp. Please see whether you could be able to download it and open it from your end. Meanwhile, I am keep on trying from my end.
So please share it.
Yes, I have already shared it. Is it visible now?
Sir, no, sir.
స్క్రీన్ పీపీటీ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి అంతే సార్ ఇందాక మళ్ళీ బ్యాక్ వచ్చేసింది సార్
Smart board.
Sir, we received it, sir. Please kindly wait for a moment, sir.
Thank you. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I will share, sir. I will share, sir.
Okay. I think it is visible.
Sir, please proceed, sir.
Now you are getting the slide, no? Please let me know whether you could able to see the slide or not.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. That's fine. Right. Okay, I will start from this moment. So the topic is monitoring academic research, under which I am going to talk about facilitating the transition to sustainable development in pharma R&D. So that was the topic given to me. So we know development because we were actually talking about development since past 2 decades. But if you look at the thing, there seems to be a slight shift. You can say a paradigm shift from development to sustainable development. So a thing is added. Before development, they are adding another term, sustainable, and it becomes a sustainable development. So it seems to be a more general term, and this sustainable development is applicable to each and every sector and each and every domain. It's not specific to any one domain. So we know development actually means any activity or any design, technology development, any protocol, anything that actually leads to improved satisfaction, or otherwise you can say livelihood. Okay, if anything that improves your livelihood, then you call that the thing is actually developed to some extent in comparison with the earlier stage. So that seems to be a development. We, in general term, you mean to say, or if somebody asks you to define it, simply you can say any activity, any procedure, any protocol, or any product developed, any technology developed that improves the quality of life. Anything that improves the quality of life, then you call it under the term development. Now, how you can differentiate this development from sustainable development? That's the thing. It is development. Actually, it is a development. Now I am adding a term sustainable development to it. So now it becomes a term that is actually incorporating some additional aspects to it, and it actually ensures that whatever the resources that are available for a present generation, that should be preserved and made, or ensure that it should be available not only for the present generation but also available for the subsequent generation that's about to come. So any modification, any protocol, any design that you are adopting to ensure this fact will make the thing as a sustainable development model or sustainable development principle. So as I said, it is applicable for each and every domain, not only for pharma R&D, not only for quality education. It is applicable for each and every. So it becomes a very generalized term, and we need to see how these principles, sustainable development principles, can be incorporated in research and development activities pertaining to our pharma industry or pharma education in subsequent slides. So initially, a few slides I'll be running through principles, how these principles can be implemented, how it can be practiced, and what seems to be the sustainable development goal. And let's complete all these things before actually entering into how these things can be incorporated in academic research and how we can monitor the same. So coming to sustainable development principle, what it actually means. If you go through the paragraph given, it actually says it is a set of guidelines. The principle is nothing but it is a set of guidelines designed to ensure that development actually meets the need of the present world or present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their needs, meet their own needs, And if you ensure that one, then that's the called as the sustainable development principle. So it's a simply a set of guidelines given to you, designed and provided to you. So simply by following or adopting these principles, you are actually ensuring the resources are available not only for the current generation, and it is also available for the subsequent generations. So these principles aim to balance three important factors that seems to be environmental protection, social equity, and economic growth. So development is actually associated with the economic growth. And if you are considering a development for economical growth, you should always integrate this aspect with two other important factors, that's your environmental protection and social equity. So it seems to be a three factors integrated together, and if you ensure these three are properly addressed, then that's called as a sustainable development. You are actually progressing, you are developing, but at the same time, if you see, so it's a sustainable development. It's not depleting the resources. It is not putting the future generation in some trouble. Okay, so that's the thing. Key principles of sustainable development were listed here. Almost 11 key principles are there, and each one topic for a separate discussion, and each one has actually patient troubles, how to overcome, and it seems to be each one by itself is a topic for discussion. So I'm not going to elaborate on each and every one. Simply I will go through by providing a simple explanation for each and every one. So I told you the key principle of sustainable development in the last slide itself. It is actually integrating the three important factors, that is the environmental factor, social, we saw it, that one as equity, right, and economic goals. The first and foremost principle is you are supposed to integrate these three, see that they are properly addressed. And then second one is intergenerational equity. So that's there in the definition itself. What is available to my generation should also be available to subsequent generation. So that's the thing we talk about intergenerational equity. Means you need to have a proper plan in place, proper monitoring aspects that actually ensures whatever the resources available to me is also available to my subsequent generations. That's the thing they are talking under intergenerational equity. Precautionary principle is the third one. So that it actually means in case if there are some protocols or otherwise some procedures available for reducing any environmental damage or any health hazards associated with some or the other procedure or technology, and if that available procedure seems to be not having any scientific rigor, somebody proposed and practiced and they are actually providing some information regarding, yes, it works, maybe it lacks the scientific rigor at that point of time, but don't try to avoid those things, try to adopt the thing, and on the go you can modify or otherwise revise, restructure those things in order to derive a scientific rigor for the protocol that you are adopting to reduce the environmental damage or otherwise health hazards. So that you need to consider. Don't avoid the well practiced one for the purpose by some or the other places. So you may be knowing few communities were adopting certain procedures for reducing certain things. Maybe they may not be having a scientific rigor, but they say that it works. So simply go with it and try to establish some scientific rigor for the thing. That's the third principle. The fourth one is polluter pay principle. Polluter pays principle actually says whoever responsible for introducing a pollution or otherwise responsible for pollution of your environment, and they will be held responsible for their action. So they need to held responsible and they will be asked to carry out the rectification measures at any cost. So this actually makes the persons vigilant. They will try to adopt the practice of sustainable development principles, thereby reducing the pollution, thereby preserving the resource and make it available to the next generation. So polluters pays principle actually helps a person or otherwise an institution or organization which is responsible for polluting the environment will be held responsible for corrective measures also. So this will bring the accountability. Whatever they do, they will do as per sustainable development principles or introducing sustainable development practices in their protocol to avoid such a situation. So they will be held accountable in such case. Sustainable use of resources. So sustainable use of resources means wherever possible, try to utilize a renewable option and adopt recycling principles. So you might have heard these things because all these terminologies are nowadays available in almost each and every segment of your life, walk of your life. Okay, you might have seen some pictographs, 3 arrows as a triangle, and we talk about green energy, we talk about green chemistry, we talk about renewable energy. So all these things actually falls under sustainable use of resources. Means we are actually adopting measures to preserve our resources. Wherever possible, we are recycling it. Wherever possible, we are adopting renewable strategies, technologies, so that what resources is available to me these days is also available to my future generation. Okay. So go for such a thing. Go for green initiatives. Go for green principle or green technologies. Adopt renewable technologies, and see wherever possible you go for recycling processes. So that's the thing comes under sustainable use of resources. Equity and social inclusion. When I talk about resources, and these resources should be available not only to the privileged segment in a society, but it is also available to a person, a marginalized person, or otherwise a person who is in the bottom line of the societal segment. Everyone should have the access to the resources. Then only you can say that equity is existing in the society. So we need to make sure, we need to ensure that these resources are available to each and every segment in the society. Marginalized segment, deprived segment, everybody should have the access to those resources. Okay, so that we need to ensure the thing. Moving on to the public participation and stakeholder involvement. So all these things we can do only by formulating some or the other protocols. There is a decision making process that starts from governmental body. Then there are non-government organizations that are actually formulating certain policies to ensure the above discussed things. There are some organizations, institutions, in order to run their institution or organization in a sustainable development manner, they are supposed to formulate some or the other policies, and they need to come out with some regulations, come out with some procedures, protocols, and that's whatever the thing they are formulating, whether it is a policy, regulation, procedure, that should be clear, and all those things should be evolved out of participatory protocol. Participatory protocol, I mean to say, who are the stakeholders involved in the organization or otherwise in the institution, in a society or in a government. Okay, so you have multiple stakeholders from top to bottom, it actually moves, and each stakeholder opinion and their suggestions should be taken care of, and that should be heard properly, and accordingly the policy should be made. So only when you can assure the equity and social inclusion, otherwise you cannot achieve that one. So we talked about equity and social inclusion. You could able to achieve all those things when there is a participatory protocol where the public and all the stakeholders are actually involved in policy making and decision making process. So we need to ensure that one. Then comes good governance and accountability. So because without these policies and regulations, you cannot achieve the thing. Yes, it is there on paper. You formulated very good policy, you formulated very good protocol, procedures to achieve a sustainable development. And if it remains in the paper and it is not implemented properly, and if it is not being monitored properly, then it's of no use. So you need to ensure after making the policies, procedures, protocols, appropriate implementation of those things, and at every stage, certain persons will be held accountable for appropriate execution of these things, then things will work. Sustainable economical growth seems to be the next one, because development is actually associated with the economic growth. So when the development becomes sustainable development, definitely you can expect a sustainable economic growth, which is associated with the sustainable development principle incorporated. So all the business houses, corporates, they need to ensure that sustainable development principles are incorporated in their business, in their protocols, in their manufacturing processes, in their industries, in their institution, organization, that actually taken care of all the other points we discussed earlier, which results in sustainable development, and in turn that provides a sustainable economical growth. And this sustainable economic growth only actually feeds the funding required for go through all these things that are discussed earlier. Without fund, you cannot make anything to happen or roll out. You need enough fund, and the fund can be generated by means of a sustainable economic growth, which in turn can be utilized for executing proper formulation and execution of these key principles of sustainable development in each and every walk of life. So when all these things are in place, we will be in a position to resilience and adoption, because already we are aware of sustainable development principles. We accept those things, because acceptance seems to be the major criteria. When you start accepting the thing, yes, I am supposed to incorporate these sustainable development principles in each and every walk of my life, then you will start adopting those things, which in turn provide you an option to escape from any adversities. For example, now you can see there is a flood in Andhra Pradesh, there is a flood in Assam few months before, and we are regularly witnessing the natural disasters and calamities. And if we are prepared for those things, if we accept that these things may happen in future because we are actually deforested the thing, damaged the environment to a major extent, and there are some predictions that it may happen in near future. At least at this point of time, we need to realize and stop doing those things and get prepared, make a plan to escape from any adversities that may happen due to our faults that we did in the last few years. So when you properly monitor, properly plan and implement these things, you will be in a position to escape from those adversities. That's the thing they talk about, resilience and adaptation to the environment. So all these principles are to be incorporated in any activity that you are doing, any experiment that you are doing, any business protocol that you are developing. Okay, so if you could be able to see whether these sustainable development principles are incorporated in all walks of life, then definitely that will result in what is called as a sustainable development. So how to apply? Because we formulated the things, we know there are certain sustainable principles. By adopting those things, we could be able to achieve the sustainable development. So only formulating the thing is not sufficient enough, and I said that it has to be implemented properly through a governance mechanism. And how we can apply those things in practice? And there are 4 different ways, or otherwise you can say 4 different dimensions you can discuss the thing. Policy making seems to be the first one. From the top it comes. Any government, any institution, any organization, they should incorporate the sustainable development principles in any policy that they are formulating towards any development projects. Yes, each and every government will be having a project, development project, industrial development, agricultural development, healthcare development. They have multiple projects, government, non-governmental organization, even each and every organization, they have their own development plans. Institutions have their own development plans. Even an individual person is having his own development plans. So everybody is having a keen interest to develop, move towards a quality life. So that can be achieved only by practicing certain things. Without adopting certain practices, principles, one cannot achieve any development or otherwise sustainable development. So you need to have a policies in place whenever there is a project, whenever there is a developmental project, and in all such policies, government, non-government organization, the institutions, those who are having such a plans and projects, they should ensure that sustainable development principles were incorporated in it. The second thing is a corporate responsibility. So we have n number of corporate business houses, and India is actually inviting foreign direct investments in India. They are coming here, setting up their own premises. They are floating some projects, providing some job opportunities to our people. So while doing so, their ultimate motive seems to be their own profit, and that also influences the economic growth of the nation. That's the reason why the government is actually calling each and every corporate business houses to set up their own premises in their district or otherwise state or otherwise their own area. Those corporate houses should ensure it is actually assurance or otherwise their policy. Of course, they are actually moving towards their own profit, but at the same time, they should also consider equity, social equity it is called, and at the same time, incorporation of sustainable economic growth. Means if they are providing a job or if they are actually setting up some certain plants and somewhere else, they need to take into consideration what the people in and around their corporate offices or otherwise corporate industries are actually require, whether they are getting the job and whether they have the access to the resources in and around. Already they are using some resources in and around the industry that they are going to set up there, whether it is getting disturbed or not, how it can be preserved. All these sort of things should be considered, and that seems to be the corporate responsibility. We have corporate social responsibility, CSR we used to call. Each and every corporate house should actually try to document and show that they are responsibly acting. They incorporated these sustainable development principles in all their projects. They are supposed to show us the thing and they are supposed to monitor and show the outcome of those things. Third one is the research and innovation. And now we need to, it's a time actually, because we actually shifted from development to sustainable development, and that is only possible when the research and development is focused towards developing the technologies that actually support sustainable development. So we call it as sustainable development technologies or sustainable technologies. So that will enable everyone, that will enable an individual, that will enable an institution, a society and a government. When sustainable technologies are available, then you can expect a sustainable development. So it is high time that research and development should be focused or directed towards developing a sustainable technologies. That's why we are actually talking about green energy, solar energy, mixing ethanol with petroleum, reducing the environmental footprints of the pollutants. Even corporates are responsible for reducing those environmental footprints. And we need to direct or redirect our research focus in developing a sustainable technology, not simply technology. Yes, of course, development of any new technology makes life simpler, but that is not sufficient enough these days. That technology should be a sustainable technology, means it is not actually depleting or affecting the resources available, and at the same time the technology seems to be accessible to everyone. That's the social equity term, and at the same time there is an economic growth. So it has to be redirected, and focus should be more on developing sustainable technologies. And all these things to happen, you need to have a community engagement. Community engagement means, that's the thing I told you in the last slide itself. It seems to be the last point. Participation should be there. Each and every individual in a society or a persons who are working in an organization, institution, they should participate in any decision making process, and their participation should ensure that resources available in and around them is actually preserved. That need to be done, and if these things happen, then definitely you can expect a sustainable development. So now comes sustainable development goal. So sustainable development goal so I have given a web address here. You can go through this web address, web page, where you can find United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals covering each and every sphere. They have not left anything. Of course, we have talked about those things in our earlier slide. We talked about health, we talked about poverty, we talked about marginalized segment, we talked about deprived segment in the society, we talked about environment. So they actually incorporated all those things under 17 goals, and it is available. Very beautiful pictogram is also there, and associated with the pictogram you can find what are all the initiatives that the UN has actually taken to ensure these goals can be reached in 2030, by 2030. So if time permits, I will suggest each and every student to go through the thing and try to get a glimpse of what it actually means. So in summary, sustainable development principle actually provides a comprehensive guide. Yes, of course, we have talking about the same thing right from the first slide. It is a set of guidelines. It is a set of guidelines. Only thing we need to appropriately follow the guidelines, ensure that it is implemented properly, then you can ensure a better quality of life for all, not only for the current generation, but also for the future generation. So this is about sustainable development. Now I'm moving on to significance of academic research, because the title is monitoring academic research and how it actually facilitates sustainable development in pharma R&D. So when it comes to research, I usually differentiate the research under two different segments. One is the academic research and another one is the industrial research. Of course, both the research are having a common goal of coming out with some solution that actually improves the quality of life. The outcome of any research, whether irrespective of whether it is done in the academic premises or otherwise industrial premises, the outcome should be improving the quality of life in any sphere. So significance of academic research, of course, this significance will be common for the other side also, industrial research also. So why I am talking about academic research means many important research areas were untouched by industries. For example, industry will not infuse money when they see no economic or otherwise no profit benefit. They always calculate return on investment. If they could not able to get the return on investment, and they will not show any interest in doing any research in that segment. Even if the outcome seems to be benefiting the society, increasing the quality of life of certain marginalized segment, they will never invest there. That's the area actually the academic research is concentrating. You might have heard about neglected diseases. There is a set of diseases, they were clubbed together and put under the category neglected diseases. Neglected by whom? Neglected by the industry. They are not showing any interest in investing research in those areas, disease areas, coming out with some solution for those disease areas. So that's the area where academic scientists and research were actually focused. Each and every government is actually providing fund to support those researches. And mostly if you see, those things are actually meant for marginalized segment or underprivileged segment. So that's why I always appreciate academic research over industrial research, because we are actually working on the principle of non-profit. So that's the significance of academic research. Academia has actually provided, academic research has provided significant outcomes that actually benefited the population society. I have given few examples here under 3 different headings. Contribution to knowledge. There is a knowledge existing already, and the academic research is the one thing that is actually adding more and more to it. At one point of time, it will tend to or start to yield. So every academic researcher is contributing to the knowledge which is already existing, and they are improving it, they are modifying it, expecting a better outcome, and they are actually documenting it properly. And out of such initiatives, out of such effort, many technologies emerged. I've given one example here, that's the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology. At the beginning, it was used as an experimental tool. Now, we started realizing the potential of the technology in gene editing and gene therapy. An experimental tool now moving towards a useful technology for treating a genetic disease. The second thing is, it actually works to solve the societal problems. That's what I told you. There are societal problems of a marginalized and underprivileged segment. Of course, there is no economic benefit, but those things should be addressed. Who will take care of it? And in many segments and many situations, academic research provided the solutions for it. One best example seems to be zidovudine, an antiretroviral drug identified out of academic research only. Many such drugs you can quote seems to be an output of academic research. Even your warfarin, medicinal chemistry, the students, those who are in 6th or 7th semester, probably I think 5th semester, just go through the history of development of warfarin and anticoagulant drug. There is academic research contribution. Anti-malarial drug, chloroquine. there is an academic contribution. So you can see the thing. Academic research provided answers to many societal problems. I have given few examples in the pharma segment, and many such innovations provide solutions for the societal problem in other walks of life. You will get n number of examples for that. Simple example is many industries, startups, spin-offs, all those things were evolved from or otherwise originated. They have their origin in some or other universities. So it has contributed. That seems to be the significance of the academic research. And also it actually drives innovation. Nanotechnology becomes nanobiotechnology, nanopharmaceuticals. Earlier it was simply a science. Now it started emerging, evolving in all the segments, all the different segments. Nanopharmaceuticals, nanobio-pharmaceuticals, nano deliveries, drug delivery systems. And mostly all these researches were actually being conducted in academic setup. Yes, of course, industry is actually doing the research, but they have the ultimate motive, profit. Beyond contribution to knowledge, it has an educational value. Problem-based learning seems to be one aspect incorporated in a curriculum. In Western countries, it is there. Even in Pharmacy Council of India curriculum for B Pharmacy, we have the same thing. Of course, it is not there throughout your tenure, but at the 8th semester, you have a project. So that is the area. Actually, we are making our students to critically think, rationally analyze, rationally design some or the other solution for real world problems. So it has been proven time and again, such a problem-based learning approach improved the knowledge of the students, and the outcome seems to be a better one. So academic research actually supports problem-based learning. Many a time, this problem-based learning curriculum provided best solutions for the societal problems. Third one, impact on society. Most of the antibiotics and most of the vaccines were all developed by the academic research output that actually solved the problem at that point of time that seems to be of a larger magnitude. So this seems to be the significance of academic research. Now, why this academic research should be monitored? Because the title of the talk is Monitoring Academic Research. Is there any requirement that we need to monitor it? Why it has to be monitored? What seems to be the outcome if we are monitoring such a thing? That's the next question. And if the monitoring has any say in facilitating the sustainable development? So that's the question. Yes, it has to be monitored. If you put a question whether it is required to monitor the academic research. Definitely, it is required. Not only academic research, any project, any process requires monitoring. Even parenting, the basis of parenting is monitoring. So it is there. Monitoring is there in each and every walk of life. So what monitoring actually provides? When your monitoring is appropriate, if the monitoring framework seems to be robust, then there is a quality assurance. There will be no ethical issues. Each and every stakeholder involved in any activities, they will be accountable for their actions, and grossly you can avoid misconduct. So this thing is applicable not only for research activity, but for in general every project, every process, every activity. A student being monitored in a classroom, sons and daughters are monitored by a parent. So monitoring is there. Monitoring ensures the quality. Monitoring ensures there arises no ethical issues, and people will be held responsible for their action, and any misconduct will be avoided. So overall, the outcome seems to be a quality outcome. If there is no monitoring, you cannot expect any quality output. So now, since we are talking about sustainable development, we are supposed to incorporate the sustainable development principles in our monitoring framework also. So we need to ensure the thing that the research output meets high standards essential for sustainable solution. Okay, the meaning is, I told you earlier, divert your research to come out with a sustainable technology, sustainable solution. Okay, the research is performed for a purpose with some objective, and try to incorporate sustainable development principles in the objective itself. Then the outcome will be a sustainable solution. So we need to ensure it. Ethical consideration, whatever the thing that you are doing, it is as per certain ethical guidance, adhering to certain ethical guidance, and this is purposefully made compulsory in order to prevent any exploitation. When exploitation is not there, then it is ultimately ensured it is a responsible activity or responsible research. So that's why we have institutional animal ethics committee, institutional ethical committee, institutional biosafety committee. We have all these committees. Of course, all these committees were actually formulating policies, procedures to ensure or avoid any undue exploitation. And now the question is whether sustainable development principles are incorporated in their policies or not. avoiding or preventing exploitation itself a sustainable development principle that we have seen under key sustainable development principle itself. There is a equity term, there is a term that actually talks about marginalized and deprived segment. All these things are there. So ethical consideration, and we need to have appropriate committees and policies for monitoring those things, and that ensures a responsible research. And a person who is conducting a research, supervising a research, in which organization they are conducting. So all these stakeholders should be held responsible for their action. And your policy should make sure at each and every point a stakeholder who is involved in the research should be held accountable for their actions. That itself will ensure responsible research. Avoid exploitation, avoid misconduct. So formulate policies for these things. Monitoring framework should be robust so that you can implement all these things. And this monitoring framework ensures sustainable development, and you need to ensure that the sustainable development principles are incorporated in each of the policy framework. So this actually says, because I am talking about the stakeholders involved in a research, we have three important stakeholders: a person who is actually performing a research, who is mentored by his supervisors, and both of them are actually working in an organization. So we have three stakeholders. And implementation, or otherwise monitoring the academic research in their own perspective, to be discussed so that each and everyone will know their responsibility and act as per. Self-monitoring is required. Yes, somebody is there to monitor you. Your supervisor is there, above which the organization policies are there, organizational monitoring framework is there, everything is there, and you are adopting the guidelines provided by the organization, you are following the instructions provided by the supervisor, and you need to ensure whether you are perfectly adopting it on a regular basis, and try to incorporate the sustainability goals in your objective, research objective itself. That's what I told you. When your objective incorporates sustainable development principles, ultimately the solution that you are coming out with will be a sustainable solution. The faculties, those who are actually writing a project for a government funding agency, might have noted the thing. These days, the format they are providing for submission of a research project is actually having a section where you are supposed to deliberate on how you are going to handle the chemical waste, the biological waste, and you are supposed to deliberate those things in that segment itself. It means the funding organization is actually providing or otherwise trying to ensure, see, we are actually monitoring it, try to adhere to the policies, and when you are designing any experiment, tell me how you are going to dispose any waste arising out of it, whether those wastes are actually having any effect on the environment or otherwise personals working in and around, and we need to do the thing. We need to elaborate on the thing. Even in our undergraduate laboratories, we used to display GHS pictograms. I do not know how many faculties are in chemistry laboratories, whether they are having the GHS pictograms on display. And whatever the pictogram present in the display, it is there on the chemical container. An educator who is conducting the laboratory should actually explain those things. What is GHS? GHS is a globally harmonized system for packaging chemicals and reagents. When you are packing chemical and reagents, on the label, you need to provide some pictograms which explains the nature of chemical, what sort of effect it will have on the environment or otherwise human handling it. You can Google it and you can see the thing. And how many faculties are actually elaborating on MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet. Our students are actually working in the laboratory. Right from the first semester, they have the chemistry lab. They are handling the chemicals. And never they went through the lab, label. Never they observed the label of a chemical container. And it's our duty to instruct them, carefully go through the label of the chemical, seek the pictograms. And MSDS for each and every chemical is available in the web page, Google. Before handling the chemical, read them. What sort of effect it will do if you came into contact with those chemicals? Is there any guidelines provided for handling that and disposing that? We are not doing it, and we are supposed to do that. And a person who is working should actually know all these things, and responsibly they need to handle the chemicals in the laboratory, and responsibly they need to dispose them. And try to guide your students to utilize tools like sustainability checklist. Once again, if you Google the thing, you will get a model sustainability checklist. Before starting any experiment, maybe a regular experiment in the lab or otherwise a research experiment that you are designing, you know the chemicals that you are actually going to handle for the purpose of executing the thing. So try to, it is a questionnaire actually. Sustainability checklist is a questionnaire. Try to answer the questions available in it. How many yes, no. Then at the end, you could able to understand whether your process or procedure is a sustainable development principle incorporated or not. So either a faculty should advise them, or otherwise scholar himself should monitor these things. So he is in direct contact with those chemicals or otherwise biologicals, because he is the one who is going to perform experiment, and supervisor is supposed to give the instruction to him to perform it. So when you are performing, you are the person coming into direct contact with all those materials and try to know the proper handling, what sort of effects that it will do to you, and see whether certain guidelines are provided for proper use and disposal, and adopt those things in your procedure. Follow those things. Then ultimately you are actually doing a self-monitoring that will ensure your safety also, at the same time the safety of your neighbors and your environment. And the scholar should undergo a continuous education on sustainable practices. The sustainable practices actually changes from time to time based upon the situation and the perspective. So continuous education is actually required, because what is relevant today may not be relevant after 2 months or otherwise 4 months, and you are supposed to engage in continuous education on sustainable practices and try to adopt them, revise them from time to time. So these things actually falls under self-monitoring, or otherwise you can say, Joe, how you can monitor any experiment that you are performing, research activity that you are performing. And this seems to be from the scholar's perspective, who is actually performing the research activity. He need to monitor, he need to maintain the records, he need to document it properly. Okay, if something goes wrong, it has to be identified and rectified, and if you are not properly documenting the thing, then it will be very difficult to identify the problem, and it may not be a sustainable practice. Okay. Moving on to monitoring the academic research in supervisor's perspective, and they are supposed to mentor, guide, oversee, and at the same time, they should ensure the integrity. So he is the one actually responsible for aligning the research objectives with the sustainable principles. Make your scholar to understand that, because he is a fresher, and it's a supervisor's duty to make them understand to follow sustainable development principles while performing any experiment, designing any experiment. And time to time, be in touch with them, communicate with them, and monitor the progress and outcome of each and every experiment, and revise it and suggest it, so that the sustainable development principles are properly implemented, which provides us sustainable solutions at the end. You need to do it because you are held responsible. If anything goes wrong, then you are supposed to do the thing. So go back and check the key sustainable development principles. Polluter should pay. So if something goes wrong, then you will be held responsible. So without monitoring, it cannot be done. Monitoring provides an option for an early detection and prevention. Otherwise, some great mishap can happen. And supervisor is actually responsible for making them understand regarding the ethical values, and make him to go for a continuous education, or otherwise sustainable practices education. He is doing it, but actual instruction go from your side and make him to follow the thing. So this seems to be the responsibility of supervisor. Monitor and from time to time revise, check, correct, suggest, so that things can be refined and properly executed without any mistake. Now comes institute perspective. We have discussed upon the scholar's perspective and supervisor's perspective. Now the organizational perspective. So institutional policies and procedures should be formulated taking into consideration on sustainable development principles. So we are talking about the same thing in the earlier slides also. So any organization, when they are making any policy on research and development in their organization, then their policy should definitely consider sustainable development principle incorporation. And they should have as many as ethical boards to review each and every process that ensures no exploitation and no misconduct. So it's the duty of the institution or otherwise organization to establish as many number of ethical committees that actually monitors no exploitation happens, things actually moves in a responsible way, avoiding any misconduct. So it is required, and institutional policy procedures should actually pave the way for those things. At the same time, the resources and support should also come from the institute. Funding seems to be the major resource for any research initiative that requires incorporation of sustainable development principles. You need to allocate some fund for sustainable research initiatives, and at the same time, institutes should organize seminars, workshops from time to time that actually trains both the students as well as faculties in the area of sustainable development principle incorporation in research and development activity. You can get the experts from other institutions, very big research organizations, from the industries. Call the resource persons, those who have actually set the benchmark for those things, and they will come and deliberate, they will train, they will help you to set up the monitoring system that actually ensures the incorporation of these things. And all these things requires funding. Beyond funding, resources. Institute should provide a place to conduct the workshop, seminar, and all other associated facilities for effectively conducting workshops. And it's the duty of an institute to do that. When they want to get a sustainable development to be implemented in their research and development activity, they need to do it. And every institute is actually doing. Even this seems to be a part of this delivery, of the lecture delivery is a part of such an initiative. And the institute is actually providing the fund, providing the resources, so that all you people are actually getting some insight on the sustainable development principles, how it can be incorporated at every stages. Institutes are doing. Many institutes are doing. Sometimes they will be having a limited fund. They may not go on a full-fledged, and they need to manage the show. and at the same time it should be effective also. So when it will be possible? They also need cooperation from the other stakeholders in the institute. That's from the students, scholars, and from the faculties. And if they work in a group with a common agenda, then a limited resource may not be a bottleneck you could able to achieve with a limited resource also. So our thought process should work further. Beyond that, it is institute that actually ensures compliance to any regulatory bodies responsible for implementing ethical guidelines as well as incorporation of sustainable development principles and standards. So how institute will do it? Through robust monitoring framework only, and they were developed through their policies and regulation procedures and governance, the best governance, effective governance in implementing the monitoring framework and taking appropriate action as and when it is required, revising the protocols, then things will be good enough. Now let us talk about transition to sustainable development in pharma R&D. It is already happening. It is not a new one. It is already happening in academic research. It is already happening in industrial research. They are actually getting or moving from a development to a sustainable development when it comes to pharma research and development. So there is a strategic shift. They have a developmental plan and they started incorporating and prioritizing sustainable development principles in line with their technical development. Yes, they are actually working for developing some technologies. Now they are actually making them as a sustainable technologies or otherwise sustainable solutions. They are moving towards that one. It's not simply a development, technology development. Now it becomes sustainable technology development. So they need to incorporate these principles when they are making the policies, when they are devising a protocol, when they are forcing some monitoring framework. They need to do it. So monitoring is the major thing that actually helps. When you have a robust monitoring system, you can detect early detection of some problems, appropriate revising mechanisms you can adopt. Then you can come out with some better planning to revise the thing, modify the thing to avoid certain losses, right? So monitoring seems to be the major aspect that actually helps in identifying early problems. And they need to integrate. They started integrating it. It's not something new. They are doing it. Many big research organizations and research industries conducting research, they actually started integrating all their development process, technology development process. I am talking about the technology development process, the drug discovery, development process, okay, or health sector development process, okay. they developed very good matrices to quantify and to identify the defects. So they are talking in terms of some metrics, maybe a numerical value or otherwise some rubrics. And all those things are right now in practice, and people are continuously coming out with new matrices that effectively helps in monitoring, detecting and refining the things, and it's all happening right now. So the things are actually happening in the industry. They are actually setting up industry standards. They are setting up some benchmarks in this segment, and it's now our duty to call them, interact with them, organize some workshops and sort of seminars to get to know about what seems to be the current requirement of industry in the area of sustainable development, or otherwise in the area of sustainable technology development, you can say. So they have already started moving, and we need to understand from the academic side, those people who are involved in academic research, we need to understand these things, and we need to deliberate on these things to our scholars, because the students, those who are right now in a curriculum, they are actually moving to the industry where when they are exposed to those new matrices, new concepts, it will be quite difficult for them to get accommodated quickly as expected with the industry people. Now the job market itself, they are actually saying, you know the thing, skilled laborers are not available. Yes, they are graduated, but they are not skilled. So that's because what they are expecting, what they are practicing, those things are not being taught in our academic curriculum, and we are not actually practicing those things in our laboratories as well as in our research. So when you start collaborating with them, when you start interacting with them, that's the only possibility that our scholars will get to know about the current development in that segment, and they will equip themselves to cope up with the need of the industry. Then it's quite easy for them to grab a job. So few case studies, another 5-10 minutes, I will close that lecture. Few case studies under each and every segment I would like to present before you, in order to just understand what actually we are doing in our curriculum as well as in our research segment in academic setup. Advancing knowledge. Yes, we are doing it. One best example seems to be the green chemistry in drug synthesis. That's the conscious effort that we are trying to develop, so that the harmful reagents or otherwise solvents are not actually disposed to the environment. As far as possible, we are trying to minimize the use of organic solvents, trying to get the reaction done without the use of organic solvents, and trying to achieve this with all sort of organic reactions. And that seems to be the advancing knowledge, because it is required, to perform all type of reactions. Wherever possible, reduce solvent usage. Wherever possible, dispose the chemicals appropriately. Okay, so we are coming out with the green technologies for achieving the synthesis that actually uses harmful chemicals. Second one is solving societal problems. Yes, of course, we have seen few examples already. The main theme seems to be affordable medicines for low-income populations. So if the industry develops a drug, definitely their motive will be to get the return on investment, and they will be fixing the price of the drugs at the maximum, and only a privileged segment in the society can afford to it. So that's not the sustainable development principle. Sustainable development principle says each segment in the society, underprivileged, marginalized segments, should also have the access to the resource. The resource is the drug that we are developing, and it should be affordable. Even low income population can afford to purchase the drug. So we need to work on this track. That's the reason why government is actually funding in the area of drug discovery and development to come out with a affordable medicine, effective medicine, and sustainable solution. Driving innovation, there are many eco-friendly drug delivery systems. So this is actually overlap with the first example that we have seen, green chemistry in drug synthesis. After drug synthesis, the drug has to be developed into a formulation. There are many processes. It's not simply a new chemical entity. After new chemical entity, it has to get converted into a drug, molecule to a drug. There are n number of processes converting a organic molecule into a formulation, and each and every process should be eco-friendly, and we need to ensure we are incorporating sustainable development principle at each stage. The best example these days you can see nanotechnology flourishing like anything. For each and every drug you can see, especially for the cancer chemotherapeutics, they are coming out with the nano delivery systems, nanoparticle based delivery system, and metal nanomaterials, silver nanomaterial, copper nanomaterial, and some chemical composites in the form of nanomaterials. And we are using many different nanomaterials, starting from metals to organic compounds to composites. Now there is a big problem when these materials are getting disposed into an environment. What sort of environmental effect these materials will create is a question. So we need to work on those areas, and people are actually started working on it. Even carbon dots, that has some effect on the environment, that has some effect on the human health also. So that's not a sustainable solution. So there are some problems associated with the nano formulations, nanomaterials, and we need to identify them, and we need to find a way to make them a sustainable technology without affecting the environment as well as a human health. So a lot of researches are going on. Many successful nano formulations hit the market, and they are doing well also. Education value, we have already discussed. Problem-based learning actually exposes students to, or practices students a problem-based learning to a stage where they can start critically thinking, critically analyzing. So that's the actual requirement for a real researcher. So these sort of practices actually improves or make a student to critically think, critically come out with a solution, critically analyze an issue. Okay. and discuss rationally with his supervisor, refine certain things, come out with the best solutions. So those things are actually yielding. Impact on society, yes, of course, we know. Whatever the sustainable technology or solution that are developed over the years, that has served the society to a greater extent. We know the thing. Earlier, I quoted two examples, the antibiotic discovery and development of vaccines. And the need seems to be a continued monitoring. Monitoring system is there. We need to continuously monitor so that the effect of any newly developed technology over the environment and the human beings or lives on land, lives on water, everything should be monitored for over a long period. Only then you could able to know any problem associated with it. Long term, short term, there are short term adverse effects, long term adverse effects. All those things can be identified when your monitoring system works over a period, long period. COVID wave has gone, but till today we are getting some or the other health issues associated with the COVID vaccination, and we keep on doing the monitoring. Those who have taken the vaccines, all the countries are doing it. We want to know, yes, short-term effect, many things got reported during the time of vaccination, during the time of COVID wave itself, and they are actually keeping the monitoring till today, and it is going on. Every now and then you are getting a report. And this sort of monitoring system should exist so that you can get to know about whether the technology or solution you developed seems to be a sustainable one or otherwise something that creates a trouble to your environment or health. Once you came to know the problems associated with such a technology or otherwise solutions, you can act upon. You can go for a corrective measure. Okay, so impact on society is good, but you need to keep the monitoring for a longer period to get to know about the impact over the period. So this is regarding few case studies, few examples, just to get to know about what is happening in each and every area. What seems to be the challenges and what seems to be the solutions. Implementing challenges means in implementing sustainable development principle in every policy making, in every procedure, and ensuring the sustainable development in technology as well as any societal problem solution. Okay, so that incorporating this sustainable development principle in each and every walk of life is a challenging one. Why it is challenging? There seems to be a resistance to change, especially in academic institutions. Academic institution where the research is also going on. Industry people swiftly transfer from time to time. They will jump quickly. When there is a need, they will try to change, try to adopt according to the requirement, according to the need of the hour. But the persons, those who are sitting in the institutions doing the research and academic setup, they tend to resist. That's the reason why there is a big gap in procedural implementations, outcome implementations. Okay, when you compare why we are not matching with industry and what industry is expecting, we are unable to deliver. The meaning we are not ready to change ourselves, and that actually widens the gap between the academy and industry. We need to narrow it down. Only when some best sustainable technologies and solutions can be developed. Their industry people are very keen and they will change quickly, adapt quickly. So we need to follow them. We need to understand the requirement, and accordingly we need to change our mindset to change. Second thing, there seems to be a limited resource for implementing comprehensive monitoring system that we have talked. Many small institutions may not have enough fund to implement the monitoring system, robust monitoring system. Yes, fund seems to be a bottleneck. Nowadays, funding agencies are providing enough fund to create an ecosystem, create a better infrastructure. So it is up to the institution to take initiative to grab the fund from funding agency, government funding agency, or otherwise non-governmental organization, or otherwise to try to establish a link between industry with an industry that in turn supports your initiatives. So grab the fund, take initiative to grab the fund so that you can establish a robust monitoring system, and with that you can incorporate the sustainable development principles in each and every walk of life. And there is every time problem in balancing short-term research goals with the long-term sustainability objective. So sustainability seems to be a long-term vision. So we have a very short-term objective. Our research objective seems to be a very short-term, a narrow objective, and we find it is quite difficult to balance with the long term. So we need to learn how to balance them, how to link them. Okay, so that learning process you could able to achieve. You will get to learn about it only when you start interacting with the people already implemented those things. And best thing seems to be the collaboration with organizations that are quite successful in implementing those things. What seems to be the solution? Solutions are given here, how you can overcome these challenges. Okay, so foster a culture that values sustainability through education and incentives. So once again, continuous education to the stakeholders comes here, and incentives, requirement of fund. So that seems to be the bottleneck given under the challenge. So from where you will incentivize your stakeholders, where you will conduct continuous education programs. So for all those things, institute has to grab the fund. That's the thing I'm saying. You need to grab the fund from the governmental, non-governmental, or otherwise industry people. And once those things are available, you can allocate the fund for the implementation of the thing. And that will help you to develop a standardized monitoring frameworks with the help of or in collaboration with the industry. You can do it. You can definitely do it. Only thing, your mindset should change, and you need to take the initiative to achieve these things. And because this seems to be the need of this hour. What seems to be the future trends and opportunities in this area? Emerging trends should be utilized. You should be in a mood, you should be in a way accepting or otherwise understanding the emerging trends and how it can be incorporated in your initiatives. So what they are actually saying, increased focus on sustainable pharmaceuticals and eco-friendly manufacturing process. They are doing it. Actually, they have initiated integration of AI and data analytics in monitoring sustainability metrics. We talked about sustainability metrics, and I told you that they are coming out with new matrices, new protocols, and they started using AI also. It's not a new one. They are already started using it, and that segments are having a high potential. So industries already started. We need to initiate the thing in our academic research segment. So we are not doing it. If somebody asks you what sort of monitoring or sustainability matrices you are having for any research protocol submitted by any scholar or any supervisor, we don't have any answer for it. So many of us hearing about the sustainability matrices for the first time. Of course, all the UG students will be hearing it for first time. PG students definitely. Even many faculties will be knowing this term for the first time. So we have not shifted our focus, but we need to do it. So that's the area. That's the opportunity for us lying for us. Okay. So repeatedly I am telling you, collaborate with the industry, collaborate with the established institutions, so that you could be able to achieve this thing. Okay, so this seems to be the future trends and opportunities, and everything actually ensures the improved quality of life. We are actually striving for that only. Okay, right. Impact and implications, this will be the last slide. Broader societal benefits, because all these things we are doing only to improve the quality of life at an individual level, and in a society getting a label as a developed society, healthy society, wealthier society. Okay, so you can achieve these things when you place all the sustainable development principles in place. Then ultimately the outcome will be, that is quality assured, ultimately the outcome will be the improved quality of life at all the level, reducing the environmental footprint of pharmaceutical industries. Any industry will have an environmental footprint, and the pharmaceutical industry is no way different from it. And when they place sustainable principles, then can achieve the thing. Long-term implication, yes, sustainability is the long-term implications. When you follow the thing, yes, it is quite one way we are actually supporting our future generation. That's the thing. Okay, with this I complete this lecture, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable information for young researchers, how to monitor the research and excel in R&D, and importance of academic research, and how to solve the societal problems and future contribution to R&D, and how to fill the gap between academic and industry by research. So thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Welcome.
Sir, on behalf of our institution, please accept our felicitation. Now I request Dr. Pradeep Kumar to proceed e-felicitation for Dr. Venkatation Jaiprakash, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. A.V. Badrinath, sir, Professor and Head of the Department, Pharmaceutics, to present a profile of Dr. Gnanaprakash, sir.
Good morning and happy Teachers Day to all dynamic personalities, today's chief guests and respected principal, sir, delegates and participants. On this great day, I am extremely happy to introduce my close friend, my ex-colleague, Dr. K. Gnanaprakash, in this webinar. Dr. K. Gnanaprakash is a distinguished professor at KM College of Pharmacy, Madurai, Tamil Nadu. He has 18 years of teaching experience, 11 years of research experience, and Dr. Gnanaprakash has established himself as a leading expert in pharmaceutical sciences. He holds a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences from JNTU Anantapur and MPharmacy Pharmaceutics from Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. And Dr. Gnanaprakash research focuses on novel drug delivery systems and formulation developments. Throughout his career, Dr. Gnanaprakash has made a significant contributions to academia and research. He participated 70 plus research papers in reputed journals. He presented 24 research papers at various conferences. He authored 4 books on pharmaceutical topics, and he guided 35 MPharm students and 4 PhD scholars. He received the Star Achiever Award for online education services, publishing the 26 journals as publisher and editor, in which few are indexed in Scopus and Web of Sciences. Dr. Gnanaprakash is actively involved in curriculum development, having served on Board of Studies for BPharm and PG programs at JNTU Anantapur. He has organized national level conferences and workshops to promote the pharmaceutical education and research. As an educator, Dr. Gnanaprakash is known for his expertise in novel drug delivery systems, pharmaceutical technology, and formulation development. He has experience in handling the sophisticated pharmaceutical equipment and modern teaching methodologies. With his wealth of experience in academic administration, research guidance, and industry collaborations, Dr. Gnanaprakash is well positioned to offer a valuable insights on today's webinar on academics and research monitoring in pharmaceutical education. So thank you, and thank you for giving this opportunity to introduce my ex-colleague, and I will hand over the session to Dr. K. Gnanaprakash.
Thank you, sir, for nice introduction. My close friend, Dr. Badrinath, sir. So respected dignitaries in this webinar and my fellow colleagues, and previously given seminar talk, Professor Felicitation, sir, and my beloved principal, mentor, guru, Dr. Madhusudan Chetty, sir, and all my friends, good afternoon, one and all. So everyone, thanking you for joining with us today. So myself, Dr. Gnanaprakash. So I'm really truly an honor to be speaking at this esteemed webinar on academic research monitoring in quality education. So as we gather here to recognize the immense responsibility we carry as an educator, so in shaping the future of pharmacy professionals. And today I'll be discussing a topic that is not just relevant but essential for continuous improvement of our educational institutions. So my topic today is the implementation of faculty academic audit and appraisal system in the pharmacy education. So in the pharmacy education, the role of faculty is crucial. So our efforts directly influencing the competence and preparedness of our future pharmacists. So we'll go onto the impact, the health and the well-being of our countless individuals. So with this in mind, ensuring the effectiveness and growth of our faculty members is not just a matter of internal quality assurance. It is a commitment to excellence in education and ultimately to the public health. So during this talk, so I will explore how we can systematically assess and enhance the performance of our faculty through well-structured academic audits and appraisal systems. So I will share insights into why these systems are needed, how they can be implemented, and the benefits they bring to both faculty members and for the students. So by end of this presentation, so I hope to provide you with the actionable strategies that can be adapted and applied within your own institution to foster an environment of continuous learning and improvement. So let us embark onto this journey. We strive to elevate the standards of pharmacy education and ensure that our institution remains a beacon of knowledge, innovations, and excellence. Let's get started. The quality of pharmacy education is crucial for developing competent pharmacists who can meet evolving healthcare needs of our society. To ensure this quality, it is essential to have the robust systems in place for evaluating and improving the faculty performance. So we should have a facility and tools to evaluate the faculty's performance and their improving their skills, which will be beneficial for the students' community. Next slide, sir. So what is the importance of faculty evaluation? The faculty members are responsible not only for imparting the knowledge, but also they are mentoring the students in advanced research and contributing to the overall growth of the institution. So they have multiple responsibility. So therefore, it is imperative that we have robust system in place to evaluate and support faculty members in their roles. So they should understand first what is their role and responsibility before implementing the systems. The faculty evaluation is not just about assessing the performance. It is about fostering a culture of continuous improvement, which is nowadays highly required due to the advanced technology and developments. When done correctly, if you've done this correctly, these evaluations definitely help to identify the strengths of the faculty members, uncover areas of developments, and guide professional growth, guide them for the professional growth. So this enhances the quality of education which provided to students and reinforce the institution's reputation as the leader in pharmacy field. So every institutions, they look forward to improve their quality and gain more reputation in that particular field, especially in that society. And before implementing this system, we should understand First, what is academic audit? So academic audit is a system that to be implemented in every pharmacy institution, not only in pharmacy institution, in every higher education institutions as per the regulatory guidelines. So an academic audit is a systematic review of the teaching and research activities of the faculty members. The academic audit is a type of evaluation that goes beyond simple quantitative metrics. Instead of just looking at the number like count of publications or the pass percentage of the students, an academic audit also consider a more nuanced set of factors. There are so many factors which influences in the development of faculty and their performance. Let us see the key aspects which involved in academic audit. There are a few aspects that we need to understand before implementing this academic audit, that is teaching effectiveness. So there are so many questionnaires obviously arises in our mind. If you find the answer for the question, definitely the improvements also will implies. The teaching effectiveness, where how well does that educator engage with the students? Or the teaching methods are effective? So is there evidence of the students learning and their growth? So everything should be evident and documented evident, so that will help us to improve into the next level. Then in research impact, rather than just counting the number of publications, an audit might assess the quality and impact of the research. So the faculty members are advised to publish their research in reputed journals and gain more impact by citations. So then only an audit might assess the quality and impact of the research. So the publications are reputable journals that we need to understand. And before communicating with the journals and understand the impact of the journals, whether they are publishing good research articles, get indexed in reputed indexes like Web of Science, Scopus. So if you publish your research papers into the reputed journals, then you will gain more knowledge and more research experience, and also will gain more citations. Are the publications or reputed journal, have they influence in that particular field? So you need to concentrate on your research work that will be get published in the reputed journals, so gaining the more citations. So it attract many readers in the particular field. The faculty members contributes to the academic community beyond their immediate responsibility. So the faculty should understand their academic routine responsibility, and beyond that, the academic community should feel their immediate responsibility beyond their regular routine works. So this could improve mentoring the students and participating in committees and collaborating with the other institutions, industries. And William Carey sir also emphasizes the importance of collaboration between institution and industry. And Dr. Hari Krishnan sir also emphasizes that particular matter, having collaboration and MOU. We have to go for many MOU with the industries, so that our institution will get recognized by the pharmaceutical industries, which will definitely helpful to improve the quality of not only the students, also for the faculty members. And the students are easily get benefited in terms of placement. Professional developments of the faculty members. An audit might look at ongoing learning and development. Is the educator attending conference workshops regularly are pursuing additional qualifications like higher educations like B.Pharm staff members are improving their qualification to next PG level, and the PG faculty members improving their qualification to the next PhD level. Even the PhD candidates, staff members are improving into the next research level, PDF. So the faculty members are always insisted for attending conferences, workshops, webinars like today, so that they can gain more knowledge in the respective field. So innovations and creativity is the educator bringing fresh ideas to the classroom. So it's not like grinding the same matter every day. The faculty members has to bring fresh ideas to the students in their classroom. So are they adapting the changing educational needs? So first they should understand what are the changes are ongoing, how to mold the students to meet out their industrial requirements. So that is the reason the faculty members or institutions should have a collaboration with the industry to understand the current needs. So accordingly, the faculty members will gain more knowledge from the industry and they will convey the same into their classrooms. And there are components, various components involved in the faculty audit, academic audit. Mainly these are prescribed by NAAC, National Assessment Accreditation. So they prescribed some guidelines, norms. So accordingly, we can establish internal quality assurance cell in every institution. So the National Assessment and Accreditation Council has evolved the tools and guidelines for improving the quality of different levels of higher education institutions, including pharmacy institutions, and for their sustainability. So that is the reason there are many guidelines and tools prescribed by NAAC. So by establishing this internal quality assurance cell and undergoing external quality assurance processes, it is possible to continuously strive for the excellence. So the monitoring and evaluation of the institutional process requires carefully structured system of internal and external review. The NAAC expects from the institutions to undertake continuous academic and administrative audits, AAA, academic and administrative audits. So, in order to implement academic administrative audits as prescribed by the NAAC, we need to understand the components involved in the faculty academic audit system. The teaching effectiveness, which involve students' feedback, peer reviews, self-assessment. Students' feedback, there are questionnaires on different criteria so that the students are giving feedback to their teachers based on their performance. So that will be recorded through the prescribed questionnaires form. And this teaching effectiveness also involve peer review, which means that the teachers and their performance are evaluated by respective experts, peers in their respective field. So one side, the students are evaluating the teachers, and another side, experts and senior members are also evaluating the teachers' performance. Other than that, the faculty themselves, individually, they should go for self-assessment. For that also, we need to create questionnaires for the self-assessment. We need to provide training to each and every faculty members teaching for the students. So they should understand first themselves through various questionnaires framed by internal quality assurance cells established by the institution. And research contribution of the faculty members, which include publication records, grants, funds, or Venkateshan sir was talking about grants and funds. So every faculty members has to publish their papers in the reputed journal, and they should have the records. How to maintain that record? They should have indexed in a various database. So for example, Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Web of Science, Scopus, Directory of Open Access Journals, where you can index your published records so that you gain more readers and also gain citations. So that will impact on your research contribution in the institution level. And services to the institution. So we people think that teaching is my only responsibility. So it's not like that. Other than teaching, they need to provide their service to the institution in terms of committee involvement. Organization setups, leaders will frame various committees in the institution level. So every faculty members has to participate and contribute themselves in the committee involvement, so that thereby they can have leadership quality, they can improve their leadership quality and understand the various contributions from the committee members. Community engagement. So they should have a practice with the team members. So it is not an individual action. So they should collaborate with their teammates for their community engagement. They can share their ideas with other faculty members or in the teammates to bring new ideas. So that will definitely helpful for the development of not only institution, also for the profession. And the faculty members or the mentor, they provide mentorship to the students, they take care of each and every thoughts from the students and advise them accordingly. And the faculty member should have a professional development by continuing education, learn the recent technologies. There are so many tools nowadays coming up. AI tools, research tools, and statistical analysis tools, which are available in the market. So the faculty members, apart from their regular routine work, they should also concentrate on their continuing education by learning these kind of tools, advanced tools, and bring them that technology or innovations into their teaching so that they can change their teaching methodologies. And we'll have interdisciplinary collaborations with other institutions, nearby institutions. So thereby we can understand the current need of every institutions by collaborating with the nearby colleges. So the institution should have not only have the collaboration with the industry, but also with collaboration with the nearby institutions to share their ideas and innovations. And how to conduct this academic audit, already which is prescribed by NAC. About academic and administrative audits. We should understand how to conduct this AAA, which means academic and administrative audit. So academic and administrative audit are very essential part for the excellence in higher education. And these are interrelated concepts. Thus, in order to have quality-oriented academics, there should be a strong administrative background. Then only we can able to implement these critical systems into our own institutions for upliftment. Academic audit can be understood as a scientific and systematic methods of reviewing the quality of academic process in the institution. It is related with the quality assurance and enhancing the quality of academic activities, especially in the higher education institutions, like pharma institutions. And then administrative skills. Administrative skills usually defined as the process of evaluating the efficiency and the effectiveness of the administrative procedures. And every faculty member should also involve in administrative audits to understand the efficiency and the effectiveness of administrative procedures. So thereby they can improve their quality, and one fine day they will become an administrator in the pharma institutions. And without understanding or implementing this, it is very difficult. So it includes assessment of the policies. First, we should understand the policies. We have to create the policies according to the current needs, strategies, new strategies, and its functions of various administrative departments. There are many administrative departments established by the institutions where we need to involve in the assessment of the policy, strategy, and functions of various administrative departments. So these include a checklist for the preparing AAA. There are 10 rules, important rules, to implement this academic administrative audit, starting from creating a self-study report, periodicity, selection of peers, experts for the internal and external audits, approaches towards the committee members, and the peer review systems, and role of external audit teams, implementing suggestions from the audit members, expert committee members, innovations in teaching evaluations, teachers and their performance, achievements, and appraisals. Annual teaching plan and program architecture, these all are the different rules, set of rules framed by NAC, and that should be effectively implemented in every higher education institutions. Then coming into the faculty appraisal system, it is also equally important. The faculty appraisal system is the next critical component that we need to explore. The goal of this system is to provide a structured and the transparent process for evaluating the faculty performance and guiding professional developments. So these also involve various components: teaching performance, classroom observations, and peer review. So the teacher's performance are observed in the classroom level and advise them what to do, what not to do. So this is suggested by the peer reviewers. Peer reviewers are nothing but experts from the same field, or senior persons in their own institution, or experts from other institutions. They can involve external committee members to evaluate the quality and performance of the teaching faculty in the classroom itself. That should start from the classroom itself. And then important key point is the students' feedback and the course evaluations. The students' feedbacks are most important. We have to create set of questionnaires in a prescribed format that are provided to the students to get the information on teachers' performance and their abilities. So assessment of teaching materials and methods. Of course, it is prescribed by the regulatory authorities, but still we need to enhance the materials and methods prescribed by the regulatory agencies based on assessment. Innovative teaching practice. Students are not interested to listen nowadays in the classroom because of the conventional methods. So we have to bring new methods, fresh ideas, innovative teaching practices with current technology. So that will be definitely improve the quality and performance of the teacher, so that the students also will admire on the teaching skills. Then we talk about the research and publications. As I told you earlier, quantity and quality of research outputs. Quantity in terms of numbers, whereas the quality publish their research papers, the reputed. So thereby the quality of research publications we can come to know. The impact factors of publications. Impact factors are prescribed by Web of Science, Clarivate Analytics. So when you publish a paper in the Web of Science, you can understand the impact factor. So how it is impacting the particular relevant field to gain more readers. So you can understand quality of the work you have done in the institution level, and also which helps to expand your work into the next level, so that we go for still higher impact factor journals. And this also will help us to apply for the project proposals for grants and funds. So you can easily grab the funds by submitting the proposals if you have enough quantity and quality of research outputs. And then patents, intellectual properties. So whenever you bring innovative ideas and implementing in your institution, in the research center, that you can make it as patent and have the intellectual property. So you are the intellectual property rights, holding the rights, so that you will have a more confident and definitely will go for enhancing your performance. In collaboration with the other research institutes where they are doing similar kind of works, there you can share your ideas, innovations, and utilize the resources from various institutions, so that you should have a collaboration and interdisciplinary research. Yes. And then other components like academic administration. You should have a leadership role in the departments or committee other than teaching. The faculty members should have a leadership role by contributing themselves for policy making and governing the system. So when they have their own responsibility, like leadership quality, so that they can contribute well, and they will create a new policies that will be helpful for the institution, development of the institution, as well as for the benefit of the students. Starting from curriculum development and review. So though we have prescribed the syllabus, that we need to enhance the curriculum, that need to be enhanced, developed in such a way to reach every students. And also mentoring the junior faculty members. The senior faculty members are insisted to mentor junior faculty members by guiding them in a proper way in terms of teaching, publications, and their research contributions. And then professional development. Every faculty member should have their own development, professional development. Ultimately, that impact the development of the institution. By participating in workshops, you come forward and eager to participate in the workshop so that you can interact with the experts, share your knowledges when you are attending workshops and conferences. So that way you can understand where we are, what we are to achieve. So this is by sharing with the expert members only you can gain the knowledge. Continue education, improve your quality by continuing education and gain certificate, mentorships in professional organizations, membership in the professional organizations like IPA, IPGA, APTI. There are so many professional organizations give their ideas, suggestions to improve the quality of teachers and improve the quality of institutions so that we can make access, make a use of their knowledge and their expertise from the professional organization by membership only. So that every institutions should have membership program with the professional organizations. Next. And student mentoring is another key component. So as a teacher, they are always having close relationship, good rapport with the students, so that whenever you insist in new ideas, they'll be following. So always you are teaching and you are completing your responsibility. So they will not come forward. The students will not come forward and they will not show interest on your new ideas. So that we should have good rapport with the students by providing recent informations, concurrent informations, academic advising, and also important is career guidance. Because many of the students, they doesn't know what to do after completion of their graduation. So as a teacher, as a faculty, as an expert, it is our responsibility to guide the students to get a better position in our field, irrespective of the area, like industry, institutions, or research, based on their interest. So when you mentor the students, they will come to know their interest. Accordingly, you can provide support for the students for their betterments, so that the students also will involve actively in your research projects that you can utilize to improve quantity and quality of your publications by utilizing services from the students. So you have to make them involved so that they will also get benefited and we are also utilize their services for our development. And feedback from the students, mentees. So always eager to understand, eager to get negative impacts, negative feedback from the students, which will be helpful to change yourself, change your attitude in terms of teaching. And always you prefer to have work and collaborate with your teammates without any hesitation. It's called community engagement. They establish a clear objective which is aligned with the institutional goals, and based on that you can have a collaboration with the other teammates to develop a comprehensive set of criteria through which you can evaluate the system. Create assessment tools and train the faculty and administrators on the process. Implementing the system with the regular review cycle so that it is not one-time process. so that you are creating a policy and you are evaluating the faculty members and their performance. It is not a single time process. It should be a continued process and regular review cycle, so that we can come to know whether we improved ourselves or not with our own statistics. And after implementing all these components into the appraisal system, academic audit and appraisal system, we'll get so much of benefits. What are the benefits? You are going to get improved teaching quality, which will definitely give students outcome, enhance the research productivity. Nowadays, the productivity is assessed by NIRF. NIRF, everyone knowing about this NIRF, National Institutional Ranking Framework. So this NIRF perception, the ranking of the institution, which reflects not only among our community, also which reflects in public industry, pharma industries, which bring the academic trust in the institution, so that everyone, especially parents, students, they will trust on your institutions when you contribute and participate in NIRF. Because it is a qualitative survey. The NIRF is a qualitative survey, which mainly cause industry, peer, and public perception, aiding parents in understanding which institution is top. So that nowadays NIRF is ranking the institutions with scores. So nowadays parents are, which are aided to the parents, so that parents are easily come to know based on the ranking of the institutions. That will definitely build the trust. So every institutions, through their efficient faculty members, they have to actively participate in NIRF, which mainly reflects in our community as well as in the public. So there are many benefits, I can say: improved teaching quality, students' outcome, enhanced research productivity and impact, increased faculty motivation and job satisfaction. So if you go as per these regulations, every faculty members will feel happy and they will get job satisfaction, because we are doing something innovative for the development of our institution. By developing the institution, we are also ultimately developing. So it's a mutual benefit when the institution develops and we also develops. So the better alignment of individual and institutional goal. So you should have to align yourself with the individual goal and also the goals framed by the institutions. And continuous improvement is the overall educational quality. So it is not a one-step process. So the continuous improvement in overall education quality. Of course, implementing all these academic audit appraisal system in your own institution so definitely, sorry for the interruption. So definitely it is a challenging job to implement all this academic and appraisal system in our own institutions, because it has some resistance to change from the faculty. Because if the changes starts from the faculty, so first they should accept it. So when you are trying to make some changes in your institution, first we have to make them acceptable. So there is a restriction. There is a restriction from the faculty members, so that we need to understand and rectify. And time and resources constraint, because they are always busy in their routine work, taking classes as per the syllabus. So we need to provide a proper time and resources to make them involved in the respective auditing process, which ensuring the consistency and the fairness in the evaluation. So when they are coming forward and they are showing interest, and definitely they will be having more interest and contribute themselves in the development of the institutions by ensuring consistency and fairness in the evaluation. So when it is fairness, the evaluation process is more fair, and definitely they will be contributing, they will be coming forward. So balancing the quantitative and the qualitative assessment. Always we need to balance the quantitative as well as the qualitative assessment. We are mostly concentrating on quantitative. How many papers you have published, how many subjects you are taking, how many students you are guiding. So it is not only in terms of quantity. Also we need to involve in quality. So what are the solutions for these challenges? So involve faculty in the system development and refinement, so that whenever you frame a new policy, so we have to involve faculty members in that particular system as a committee member or as a responsible role member. So they'll be also showing interest in development and refinement of the particular system. And we need to allocate adequate resources like facility, amenities in the system. So whenever you're expecting something from the faculty, so we have to provide adequate resources and administrative support. So they will be doing all their responsibility without any interruptions. And provide a comprehensive training for the evaluators. So not only training for the staff, also we need to provide training for the evaluators, how to evaluate. Of course, there is a policy, systems and questionnaires. Still, we need to provide training to the evaluators so that it will be more fair and transparent, which emphasizes the growth, development. So overall, over the punitive measures. So we have to emphasize the growth and development of the faculty instead of punishing their measures. So instead of punishing, we can give a chance to them to learn. So definitely they will come forward. So these are the solutions which involved in the current challenge for implementing the academic audit and appraisal system. And getting this information, next slide, sir, please. So getting all these informations as a data is not a so easy process. So we need to frame a structure by bringing the technology. So everyone nowadays started using technology because it is there in their fingertips. So that by implementing a suitable technology to get the information with the terms of academic audit and the appraisal system. As you know very well, the Google Sheet, everyone started using the Google Sheet. So through which, by utilizing this technology, through which we can get the information, but we can implement the structure, questionnaires, create new forms, Google Forms, through which we can get the data time to time without any delay or without any constraints. So everything will be there in the database. So all the informations we shared and we are bringing into the new policy matters, data, everything will be stored in the database. So that will be helpful for retrieve. So at any time, we can retrieve the information and we can reanalyze it and change the implementations if necessary, so that everything should be recorded properly through the cloud system or through any technology like Google Sheets. But this is not only enough. Getting the data through Google Sheet is not only enough, because it provides a quantitative data. So we need to interpret, convert into qualitative data. So thereby we have to adapt some more technology like Power BI. So Power BI is another excellent tool available in the market. It is actually free tool prescribed by Microsoft, is developed by Microsoft, so that the Google Sheet informations, the quantitative data that can be visualized in the dashboard. So what is the performance of faculty? What is the performance of students? What are the various committees and their performance? So it will be helpful for auditing. And this Power BI system will help us to retrieve the old data. So once you implemented, every year you can analyze it. And we can come to know that how the improvements are going on. And compared to the previous years, whether the faculty has improved their quality, quantity of publications or some other quality matters, that we can visualize from this software tool. So that it is my suggestion to implement both Google Sheet and Power BI into the system, auditing system. And finally, so I conclude this session. The implementation of faculty academic audit and the appraisal system is definitely a crucial part. It's a challenging part, not so easy matter, though it is prescribed by various regulatory agencies like NBA, NAC. But implementation into our own institution is definitely a challenging job. It's a crucial part. So, of course, it is difficult maintaining and enhancing the quality of our education by focusing on continuous improvement and professional development. We can definitely ensure that our faculty members are well equipped to meet the challenges in modern pharmacy education. So it will lead to the better outcomes for our students. Not only students, also for our institutions in a broader pharmacy profession. So the academic audit and appraisal are the essential for quality education, pharmacy education. The effective implementation leads to improving teaching, research, and outcomes. And the continuous refinement of this system ensures a long-term success of our institutions. Right. I hope you enjoyed my session, and I wish to each and every faculty members a happy Teachers' Day. And I also thankful to Santiram College of Pharmacy for providing such a wonderful opportunity to me to share my ideas and thoughts among the fellow colleagues. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Yeah.
Have any questions?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing innovative ideas to young teachers for sustainable development in their career in pharmacy education and imparting the quality education, and also importance of faculty evaluation and how to implement the academic audits and need of academic audits and teaching effectiveness and professional development to the pharmacy teacher. So thank you, sir. Thank you once again for your valuable seminar.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, it's a gratitude and honor for us. On behalf of institution, please accept our e-felicitation. Now I request Dr. Pradeep Kumar to proceed e-felicitation for Dr. Gnanaprakash sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Sir, బాగున్నారా?
బాగున్నాను మేడం. ఎవరు మాట్లాడేది మేడం?
నాగేశ్వరి సార్ ఫ్రమ్ నెల్లూరు.
Okay, madam.
Very happy to see you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay, happy Teachers' Day, sir.
Thank you, madam. Wish you the same.
My best role model for you, sir.
Okay, madam. We will discuss personally, madam.
Okay, sir.
Any other discussions, sir?
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. S.V. Suresh Kumar sir, Senior Professor, Head Department of Pharmacognosy, to present a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all delegates and dignitaries. So today I am here to represent the vote of thanks for the today's webinar. I thank firstly Dr. William Kerry sir, Registrar, Pharmacy Council of India, AP, for his acceptance as the chief guest and his gracious presence. And also I thank Professor N. Harikrishnan, Professor and Principal, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, to be as a guest of honor for today's webinar. And we thank for his suggestions with respect to the quality of the pharmaceutical education and use of the modern teaching methods and updating the skills of the students in the college. And I thank Dr. J. Felicitation, Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Science and Technology, BITS Mishra, Ranchi, for his valuable talk on the transition to the sustainable development in pharmaceutical and pharma R&D. And I thank Dr. Gnanaprakash, Professor, the KM College of Pharmacy, Madurai, for his valuable speech on the implementation of the faculty academic audit and appraisal systems in the pharmaceutical institutions. And even I thank the management and our principal, Dr. C.M. Chetty sir, SRCP, and my colleagues and all HODs and faculty members of the institute, and for their support and participation in the today's webinar. And finally, I thank one and all for giving this opportunity. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dastagiri, proceed.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now I request all the delegates to send the feedback form to receive the e-certificates. Those who send the feedback form, they only get the certificate, e-certificates. Yeah. Over to Pradeep.
సరే సురేష్ సార్ ఏమైనా మాట్లాడతారా సార్?
No, you can proceed.
Pradeep, you can wind up.
Thank you everyone for the participation of webinar. We are closing the session and we are posted the feedback link in the WhatsApp group. So please give a response in speedy way. So we will close the responses within a few minutes. Thank you for the participation.